Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelor, Theresa Nist shocked at who's hitting on her. The Golden Bachelor winner, Theresa Nist, is shocked at who is hitting on her. Theresa, who won the first season of the show, divorced Jerry Turner just a few months after tying the knot. Now, she is single and mingling, but who is trying to woo her? Keep reading for more details. Theresa Nist shocked at who's hitting on her. It was a fairy tale come true. Theresa Nist joined a mansion filled with women for the premiere season of The Golden Bachelor. After many seasons of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, ABC ventured out and tried to appeal to an older crowd. They wanted to let those in their golden years know that love can come at any age as long as there is faith. Jerry Turner was the first Golden Bachelor, and he had a genuine connection with many of the women. In the end, he found love with Theresa, who had been a widow for nearly a decade. She was previously married to her husband, William, for over 40 years, until he passed away. Then she fell for Jerry, and the two became engaged. They then got engaged on national television, but it all ended within 3 months. This made viewers question if The Golden Bachelorette was a good idea or if the show needed more work. Jerry returned to give Joan Vasso's advice when she was named the Golden Bachelorette, but Theresa has been laying low. Recently, Jerry announced he had cancer, and she has been speaking up and out. According to People, Theresa Nist is getting inundated with DMs, and the men are younger than she would have expected. More so, they are anything but golden, and she is taken aback by this. To be fair, the women vying for Jerry's heart were young in spirit, proving that age was just a number. However, Theresa is shocked by the youth who wants to take her out. Though she has been approached since her divorce, Theresa Nist maintains that she is staying single. She has not gone out with anyone since, but it is not for a lack of trying on the men's behalf. As of now, getting married may not be on her radar again, but Theresa seems to want a life partner. Fortunately, she gained some great friends from her time on The Golden Bachelor, like Leslie Fema. The women all have special friendships, which is great to see. That may be the best love story to come out of these shows, and the most everlasting ones. Theresa Nist, one of the most memorable contestants from The Golden Bachelor, had always carried herself with an elegance and charm that set her apart. At 69 years young, she had stepped into the reality TV spotlight looking for love, courageously navigating the twists and turns of dating in front of millions. But after the emotional roller coaster that saw her romance with Jerry Turner blossom and eventually fizzle, Theresa had hoped to return to her quiet life, only to find herself at the center of a new kind of drama. She had barely unpacked her suitcase from the whirlwind final when her phone began buzzing incessantly. Messages from friends, former castmates, and even strangers flooded in, all saying the same thing. "Did you hear who's been talking about you?" Theresa, intrigued but wary, couldn't have predicted the shock that awaited her. Apparently, someone unexpected had taken a keen interest in her, a name that sent ripples through Bachelor Nation and left her utterly floored. The mystery admirer. It all started with a cryptic comment during an interview on a popular Bachelor recap podcast. The guest, none other than Jordan Heller, a fan favorite runner-up from Joan Vasso's season of The Golden Bachelorette, had casually mentioned Theresa's name. "She's got this timeless beauty," Jordan had said, his tone wistful. Theresa's the kind of woman who's seen life, who's loved deeply. That's rare. And honestly, if she's single, I'd love to take her out. The comments spread like wildfire. Social media lit up with hashtags like #JordanandTheresa and #GoldenMatch, with fans speculating about whether this could be the start of a surprising new love story. Theresa, however, was blindsided. Jordan Heller. She repeated when her best friend Karen brought it up over coffee. He's, what, in his early 50s? He was dating Joan. What on earth would he see in me? Karen smirked. You're Theresa Nist, that's what he sees. You're a catch, honey. And age is just a number these days. Still, Theresa couldn't shake the feeling that this was some sort of bizarre misunderstanding. Jordan was suave, charming, and a good 20 years her junior. The idea of him pursuing her felt both flattering and completely surreal. A chance encounter. The universe, however, seemed intent on bringing the two together. Just days after the podcast aired, Theresa found herself at a charity gala in Chicago, an event she had almost declined due to lingering exhaustion from her TV stint. As fate would have it, Jordan was also in attendance. Dressed in his sharp navy suit, Jordan exuded confidence as he worked the room, effortlessly charming guests with his easy smile and quick wit. Theresa spotted him from across the room and immediately felt a rush of nerves. She was debating whether to make a discreet exit when Jordan's eyes locked onto hers. His face lit up in recognition, and before she could slip away, he was striding toward her. "Theresa," he said warmly, extending a hand. "I'm so glad to see you here. I've been wanting to meet you." Theresa hesitated before shaking his hand. "Well, you've certainly caused quite the stir," she said, her voice tinged with amusement. "You know, people don't take comments like yours lightly in Bachelor Nation." Jordan chuckled. "I'm in every word. You're an incredible woman, Theresa. And if it's not too forward, I'd love to get to know you better." Theresa's cheeks flushed. She wasn't used to being pursued so directly, especially by someone like Jordan. Yet there was something undeniably sincere in his gaze, a vulnerability that made her pause. Mixed emotions. Over the next few days, Theresa found herself grappling with conflicting emotions. On one hand, she was flattered by Jordan's attention. It had been years since someone had made her feel so seen and desired. On the other hand, she couldn't ignore the practicalities of their situation. The age gap, the media frenzy, and the lingering shadow of Jerry Turner. Her former connection with Jerry still weighed heavily on her heart. While their relationship hadn't ended in a proposal, Theresa had genuinely cared for him and had envisioned a future together. The idea of moving on so publicly felt daunting. Then there was the matter of public perception. Social media had already begun dissecting her every move, with some fans enthusiastically shipping her and Jordan, while others criticized the pairing. "She's too old for him," one commenter wrote. "Jordan should stick to women closer to his age." Theresa tried to brush off the negativity, but the comments stung. She had spent her entire Golden Bachelor journey advocating for the idea that love knows no age. Now, faced with her own unconventional suitor, she realized how challenging it was to fully embrace that philosophy. A decision to make. Jordan, for his part, was patient but persistent. He sent her thoughtful texts, left voicemails filled with humor and charm, and even had flowers delivered to her doorstep. No pressure, he had written in a note. Just think about it. Karen, ever the voice of reason, encouraged her to give him a chance. "What's the worst that could happen?" she asked. "You go on a few dates, and if it doesn't work out, at least you'll know. Life's too short to wonder what if." Theresa couldn't argue with that logic. So, with equal parts excitement and trepidation, she agreed to meet Jordan for dinner. The first date. The restaurant was cozy and intimate, the kind of place where conversation flowed as easily as the wine. Jordan arrived early, greeting Theresa with a warm hug that instantly put her at ease. Over the course of the evening, they talked about everything from their shared experiences in Bachelor Nation to their hopes for the future. Theresa was surprised by how much they had in common. Despite their age difference, Jordan's maturity and depth impressed her. He wasn't just some smooth-talking reality star. He was thoughtful, genuine, and, most importantly, truly interested in her as a person. By the end of the night, Theresa felt a spark she hadn't expected. Whether it was the start of something lasting or just a fleeting connection, she couldn't say. But as Jordan walked her to her car and kissed her cheek, she found herself smiling in a way she hadn't in years, embracing the unexpected. In the days that followed, Theresa decided to let go of her reservations and embrace the unexpected. Life, she realized, was full of surprises, and sometimes the most beautiful chapters were the ones you never saw coming. As she and Jordan continued to explore their connection, Theresa remained grounded in her own worth. She didn't need a man to complete her, but she also wasn't afraid to open her heart again. Whether their story would become a new reality TV fairy tale or simply a cherished memory, one thing was certain: Theresa Nist wasn't done living or loving just yet.